Um, there's so many people that thank Justin for just, getting them through an hour of study sessions on Thursdays. So there we are, that's our calendar. That's our Thursday study session, because boot camp doesn't really work for us, guys, because it's at 6 a.m. for people in Hawaii. It's really hard to get a new person to wake up at 6 a.m. in Hawaii. But nonetheless, our teammates are really great at studying with their teammates. And of course, that once a week where Justin brings everyone together makes a big difference. Now, this is the biggest thing, guys. Anytime you get off with a new person, you have to know when you're going to see them again. So every time I get with a new person, they leave my meeting knowing when the next meeting is and what the next meeting is going to be about. Okay, Jera, now that you're licensed, now that you're training, I know we're going to be studying together on this day, but when can I steal an hour of your time, either tomorrow or the next day, where I want you to learn a little bit more about the basics of what we do. I mean, I know you saw the financial education on our first time we met. I know, you got started today with your licensing and you know the training schedule, but I want to give you better clarity of what we do for families. All right, so that is giving me the time for tomorrow or the next day. So again, I'm breaking up my fast starts. Second meeting. What is the intention of the second meeting? Understanding of the strategies and a personal, so that's supposed to be FNA, but not fan. Personal FNA. So I go through the 3 rules again, because guys, you have to realize a lot of people heard it the first time, they didn't digest it as well. And going over our main strategies. So, my language, having a strategy for ourselves, no matter how big or small, will build our belief. The more we believe, the more we will help others believe. What we do for families is so powerful. I'm saying that a lot. As I'm going through my presentation, showing them our IUL, showing them about the term, giving them a little gist of how annuities work. I'm getting them to understand, wow, how amazing index strategies are. Wow, how amazing that we can protect people's future, protect their kids, protect their house, protect their family. Drilling into them how amazing what we do is. So I say the second and third meeting might be broken up. Why? Because I'm also making them a client. So maybe I won't be able to make them a client in that initial meeting, but I'm going to set up that potential third so that they understand, one, what we do for families and what can work for them. So that is your internal consumption. That's you making your business partners clients and making sure that they're protected. Now, again, they're going to leave this meeting knowing when the next meeting is going to be. But keep in mind, guys, they're already wowed by what we do for families. A little overwhelmed, that's okay. I address them, you're going to be overwhelmed through this whole process. Even, almost 3 years in, I'm still learning so much. Don't worry, the dots will connect the more you're on calls. But letting them know, hey, I need 5 names from you. Now, these 5 names, these are people that you might want to work with. These are 5 names that can help you with training. But I remind them, because remember, guys, people are so sensitive with their people. People are so sensitive with sharing about something that they're not prepared for yet because they don't know much about WFG. As great as we are, they have their hesitations. So I'm reminding them, okay, Odetta, when I met you the first time, when I showed you who we are, what we do, the need for what we do, when you got started, was that my decision or was that your decision? She was like, oh, it's my decision. Perfect, exactly. So Odetta, what we're doing now is we're just sharing with people what you're doing. Some will become a client, some will become a business partner, some you'll just be able to leave a positive influence on. But we need to get these field trainings done right away so that by the time you're licensed, you already have potentially some teammates next to you. You potentially have some apps to put in, but at the very least, you'll get some training out of the way. Does that make sense, Odetta? Guys, understand the way I move people is by making sure that they understand. You wouldn't believe how much people get overwhelmed or feel like they don't have support or feel like they don't know what they're doing. So they kind of just brush WFG to the side. So making sure that they understand or know what they're coming into the next meeting for is a big thing for me. So again, they leave this meeting knowing the next meeting, they need to come with their 5 names. So this is our third meeting, our third and final fast start. They bring their 5 names. Hey, Jetta, who's this to you? Who's Rob? What does he do? Who is this to? Oh, Rob, he's my longtime friend. We went to college together. He's a college professor now. All right, awesome. And then she's gonna tell me, the 5 people on her list. So another thing is a lot of people, if they're gonna get started in WFG, where this is a part-time thing for them. They have their full-time jobs, their full-time careers, they're taking care of their family. So you make it clear to them that, hey, just as much as you're busy, I'm busy too. So Odetta, I know you're busy, I'm busy too. So you and I working together, it's like a puzzle piece, us getting our schedules to match for your appointments. So Odetta, what hours of the day are you committing to your business? I know you say you work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. How many hours are you going to be able to give to me to be able to commit to your business? Oh, Jerica, I think I can commit to you at least an hour or 2 a night. Okay, that is like 7, 8 o'clock. Put the kids down at 6, 7, 8, you're going to give to me? Yeah, that works. Okay, 7 to 8, great. Now you said you want to reach out to Rob. This is how we can reach out to Rob. So I walk them through how to invite. The hardest thing for a new person, the hardest thing for anyone is how to invite. Every person is different. So our typical help with training script might not work with everyone. So you identifying with your person who their list is to them, you can work with them on the different types of scripts. So say, for example, Odetta wants to invite her uncle, Mr. Know-It-All. Okay, Odetta, instead of telling your uncle this way, hey, let's butter his biscuit a little bit. Hey, uncle, what are you doing tomorrow at 7 or 8 o'clock? Nothing. Why? I've always valued your opinion. I started something new and I just want to get your feedback on it. I don't know much now, but I don't want to say too much now, but that's what tomorrow is all about. I would really love your support. Can I get 30 minutes of your time? I value your opinion. There's different scripts, guys, for different people. You have to find what works for your new person. Because the more they feel comfortable in their approach, the more they're going to be willing to approach. You know what I mean? So some scripts, hey, this is important to me. I had one of my partners. She was like, help with training. I don't want to say that. I'm just going to tell them it's important to me for them to be on. Cool. Let's use that script. So important to me script. Hey, it's very important to me. I share with you this info. I'll see you tomorrow at 6. Or, hey, I started something new. I need to get some training out of the way. I'll see you tomorrow at 6. Or, hey, I've always valued your opinion. I respect what you have to say. Can I see you tomorrow at 6? There's all different types of approaches. So you have to work with your teammates so that they can get comfortable with the words. And then you hold them accountable to make it happen. That's what identifying their schedule is all about. Now, once you do that, you get them a result ASAP. So they really do see the power in what we do. It's simple in what we do. Our job, and I make it clear to them, these are everything in quotations, guys, is, what I say really to a new person. Your job is the invitation. My job is the presentation, right? Your job is the invitation. My job is the presentation. Together, I will help you grow your business. Together, we will help you grow your business. All right, guys. So this is it right here. This is what we do with any new person. And they leave this meeting knowing the next meeting is they're going to be their first appointment. I prep them on how to edify. I prep them on, what is the words to say, how you're going to introduce me, how you're going to introduce them. And I, prep them on how to confirm prior to the meeting. We have to realize it's like Rich Dolly said at convention, it's like brand new babies. You're not going to leave your brand new baby in the hallway and just let them go. You have to really hold their hand and walk them through it, and not in a way where you're managing them, but in a way where, hey, you have my support. I'm here. I was nervous just like you. I know this, what I'm saying sounds very simple, but sometimes when people are in the mode of it, it's really not as simple. So that's why we need to practice. So make sure that they leave the meeting knowing what's next and they fully grasp what it is you're doing. So guys, we start this business, not just, what I realized early on in this business, to have a business, what we call, or to have a passive income business, you have to be able to pass on your skills. Pass on your skills. And that's really what developing trainers is all about. So, first we learned how to become trainers. We learned everything we needed to learn about the system, and not everything we need to learn. We're still learning till this day, but you want to develop yourself. Hey, if you're not a trainer yet, become one. Become one. So how are you going to become a trainer? Massive field trainings. I was on it with my training. I was on it with booking appointments, right? I was on it with booking appointments. There's many ways to skin a cat. We was reaching out to different people from different places. But I was very serious about booking appointments. We booked appointments a lot early on. And a lot of that came from my belief of losing my mom and not wanting to see families go through that. And a good portion went to being able to, no money was coming in. We wanted to be able to live in the house we just bought. So we were very heavy with our appointments. So maybe your back's not against the wall right now in that sense, but believe me, going all in and having the mindset of all in early on will pay off. So that's how we got massive field trainings. If people canceled on me, I didn't want to let my trainer down. I made sure I filled it up. Shoots, my 6 o'clock canceled. It wasn't just a, hey trainer, my 6 o'clock canceled. Hey trainer, my 6 o'clock canceled, but give me a moment. I'm going to try to fill it. That was my mindset. Be a universal presenter. It doesn't matter who I'm in front of, where they're from. I want to be able to connect with you. I want to find some common ground with you and become a closer. Closing is helping at the end of the day. So if there's 3 things I would say to study, and I got this from the great Eric Olson: study people, study sales and how to close, and study leadership. Study people, study sales, and study leadership. Very important. Those 3 things are constantly being monitored. And that's what's great about our business, guys. It's an ever growing, forever learning business. You're learning more about yourselves. You're learning more about the people around you. But really being able to focus on people, sales, and leadership is huge. Like, I literally have books on each topic, different books on each topic. So consistent communication is huge for me. It's huge for Des. Everything in our business is tracked. Everything is tracked. And I mean, track. Organization. From the moment someone AMAs to the moment that they hit SMD, everything is tracked. I can pivot to that if you guys want me to, but it's a little overwhelming. But literally, when you're non-licensed, from what your license date is to what your macho is to, if you got coverage yet, to the moment that you pass your state exam. Then you move to our licensing list, where I make sure that you did your fingerprints. We make sure that you signed your contract, and we make sure you're on track to hit net recruit. Then after that, I identify our leaders, and they move on to a 3rd sheet where we're tracking what they're running for. Hey, you're running for your jacket, you're running for MD, you're running for SMD, you're running for your 50K watch. We already have that organized. So policy, that organization is very, very big, especially if you have new people coming in. We were organized even early on, guys. We treated our small business like a big business early on. And that's really aided us now that we have a bigger organization, that we were prepared for it. So positively challenging them for more, that's really huge on accountability. Being able to, hold people accountable, and just really being able to provide clarity on where they're at and what's in their future. Being able to plant that vision. That's something I'm working on more as a leader, but that's definitely something that, being able to do that for others makes a huge difference. And it's really very big. Being patient with yourself, but patient with your people. My mind, guys, I'm always thinking WFG. It's kind of sickening. I'm always ask Des, ask my brother, anytime I'm just like kind of random thought, like, this is how we can be better. This is what I forgot to do. Wouldn't it be better if this happened? Or this is what my plan is. Like, my mind is so impatient because even as good as it is, I know it could be better because there's so much people that still needs to be helped. There's so much people that needs this opportunity. And, you know, over these 3 years, it's paid off. It's really, really paid off. Chat at the top left there is my dad in Chatlin. Funny story, my dad was actually one of the first people after Justin I talked to. Heck no, didn't want to do the business, not for me, you go do your thing. You know, you do your thing. After he saw us making some money, he was like, oh, okay, well, maybe I should take it a little seriously. He went to go get his license. But, you know, it's great being in business with my dad and his wife. Gertie, she just spoke last week, Monday on the call. You know, she was actually a guest at Breakthrough. A year later, she's now an SMD. Amy, she was a full-time nurse for 15 years in healthcare, over 30 years. She's now one of our SMDs. Rachel and Cody Chai, she's about to become a marketing director. She was actually the first associate in Johnny's organization that hit her jacket. And, you know, our teammate Kim, she just hit marketing director 2 months ago. Copy and Kala, they're already in position to hit SMD. And, you know, our extended family here on the right, you know, Kavehi she was direct to us before. She was, I bring up these examples because everything I just talked about is what I did with them. From the fast start process to driving their activity to making sure I can connect with them, making sure I'm getting them out there and doing appointments. You know, Kavehi, Kelsey, Ryla, they originally originated in our team. And then Tiff at the top right, she's our next marketing director as well. So our team is growing. It's going to continue to grow because I really feel that, you know, now, yes, maybe they're not all, we all have our strengths. We have to remember we all have our strengths. I read something Monica Roman wrote in the chat recently that really hit me. You can't be mad at a fish not being able to climb a tree. And what I took from that is, you know, maybe not everyone is good at everything. Maybe someone's strong here, maybe someone's strong there. And I think that's what's great about our organization, that we are learning to identify what works for different people, what their strengths are, and how we can all bind together to be able to help us all grow in our businesses. So, you know, my final takeaway before I let you guys go, components to win. Just to be coachable and stay aligned, but independent and never reliant. We were so blessed to grow up in Johnny's base, but from day one, I told Des, if I love WFG and this opportunity so much that I don't want to be dependent on Johnny. Meaning, God forbid anything happened to Johnny, would we still have WFG? Would we still have a business? And I realized, shoot, man, everything's dependent on him right now, how he closes, his trainings, you know, how he puts us in better rooms, you know, every opportunity. So when I'm watching Johnny now, or from early on, it was never because I'm learning it for myself. I watch him in a sense, how can I mimic that to teach it back to my team in my own way? So I say that to you guys, no matter what, you know, maybe you're brand new on this call, every moment is every moment is a teaching moment. But maybe having different ears on how you receive things and just knowing that, hey, you're doing this so that you don't have to depend on anyone. You know, you what's great, like they say in WFG, you're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. But nonetheless, you don't want to be reliant to anybody. So be coachable, stay aligned with whoever your trainer is, but be independent and never reliant. I took time early on to study things, to learn things, to be able to, you know, I always say I used to fall asleep to this guy named Doug Andrew on YouTube all the time because I wanted to know everything about the IUL, the goods, the bads, all of that stuff, so that anytime anyone comes at me, I'm ready with it. So be independent and never reliant. Always stay positive. Guys, I'm the most positive, negative person. Meaning, it's in a sense where negative thoughts come in my mind, but I still stay positive. Like, I know no matter what, no matter how positive you are, negative thoughts is gonna come. So you kind of just gotta rebuke them, hey, no matter what comes in your head, I know life's good. Let's just stay positive. Having a strong mindset. Unwavering focus. You can't knock me off. You can't knock me off. I'm blinders on, 100% WFG, even in the highs or lows. I'm just like so focused in this thing. You have to be focused. You're not going to be good at anything being half-assed. There's no way. There's no way. And if you're treating this business like something where you're just still trying to figure it out quick and go all in. Because the faster you can go all in and really, really master this thing, the results should show. And, find your passion and perseverance through it all. I'm so passionate about helping people. I'm passionate about people. I'm curious, Georgia. I always say I ask too much questions. I always want to know more about people, but I think that curiosity and that passion for people has definitely paid off through time. But that's it for me, Odetta. I'm open to any questions that you or the team have, but thank you for letting me be on here to share with you all.
Wow, amazing. I'm gonna open it up. I mean, we normally don't do this, but since we have about 11 minutes to go, maybe we'll take 5 questions from the audience, something that's burning that by getting the answer tonight, it's really gonna move the needle in your business. So does anybody have any burning question that you're struggling with? Let's take advantage of, the knowledge that we have here tonight.
Oh, I have a question.
Okay.
Hey, thank you so much, my friend Jerica. You're always been an amazing person. Thank you so much for pouring your heart. It was not a training, it was a heart-to-heart conversation. And thank you so much for it. And I love this business because no matter how successful you are, you're willing to share your, not secret, but information on what you're doing. So thankful and grateful for you being here. And hi, Justin. Nice to see you here. Awesome. So I'm going to jump to my question. And because we have 2 different groups right now. One, we have brand new people that they haven't done any appointments, or they're trying to figure out everything and then set up appointments. So what would be your advice to that group, like slow start versus fast start, and being coachable? And yes, you don't have to be so depending on your trainer, but early on, how much you're gonna follow their instruction. And the second question is gonna be for more seasoned people that they don't have that high numbers. What would be your advice in order for them to generate more activities and bringing more results to the business?
For me, I create an environment and a relationship for the old people where they know they always have our support. They know we're here, but my focus is on what I'm not saying I'm always focused on new blood, but I am. That's my thing. If my thing is, if they didn't do it, they would have done it already if they were going to do it. And even if they're not going to do it, I make sure that how do I say this without, so for an older person that is not generating any activity, they know that I'm here for them if they need me, but they understand if I'm not focused on them, because I'm always bringing in new blood of people that needs my attention. There's no, and them seeing me drive other people, it's like, I know this, gosh, if they can do it, why am I not doing it? I know this business is great. I know this, what this opportunity is. So I create an environment for them to know that everybody moves at their own timing. But nonetheless, my focus is not for them. My focus is for the new people. And the success of the new people is, once they get going, new blood comes in after that. But I guess that's what I can say for any old timer. I guess you can say, still have an environment where they feel that they're comfortable to win. They don't want to leave. They want to still be here. They'll still help families where they can. They'll still come to events. They'll still do all of that. But nonetheless, my day-to-day focus is with the people that are running. So for a new person that's not running, is that what you're saying? Like they're trying to take it slow? I respect that. I let them do, at the end of the day, this is their business. And I just move on to I don't move on to the next, but I move on to the next. But one thing I can genuinely say, I feel my team, I want them to know I'm there for them. And I know they know that in one way or another, no matter who I'm working with, no matter what. What breaks my heart is when someone comes to me and they're like, oh, I didn't want to bother you because you're so busy. I'm like, don't ever feel like that. So, what is one thing Johnny said early on? If you had the, 10, if you're a 10 wide right now, would you be worried about that person? That's so true. That's so true. Anytime I felt there's a problem in our business, I just went out there and got a meet. But does anyone have any other questions?
So what I just heard is recruit, 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 and run with the people who want to run. And those who want to walk, see ya. We out of here.
There's so many people, like for my example, my girlfriend Copy, her first 2 years of her business, she didn't do much. She got a recruit here or there. She got maybe a license or two her first year, but I always made sure she knew I was here for her. And literally 2 years later, she got one recruit and an explosion happened. Now she's double digit every month. So we have to know that everyone's at their own timing nonetheless, but they need to know that you're still supporting them at the end of the day. But at the same time, you're building outside of them because you don't ever want to be dependent on anyone else's results to build your business. But that's it for me, guys. Thank you for letting me share.
I have a question. So what is...
Oh yeah, for sure.
What is someone, let's say a brand new person, what are their day-to-day activities? Do you expect them to do like X amount of phone calls per day, per week? Do they have to have X amount of appointment? Do you do any type of that, like close activity stuff? Like, do you tell them, okay, this week you got to have a result. This week you got to have set up some appointments.
It's never telling anyone they have to have a result because we can't control if their result is going to be there. What we can control is the activity. So my language is never, you have to get a result. You have to get a recruit. You have to get a sale. Hey, who can we talk to this week? I challenge you for an appointment. Unless it's like a contest or something. Like, yeah, okay, we'll get, go get yourself. The contest is a personal BP. Let's get you in the contest, get a BP. But for a new person, my language really is to make sure that we get activity on the book. Let's get activity going. Hey, some people are like on it with the phone calls. They can do it on their own. There's I got this. I have the relationships. I'll just make the phone calls. I'll do it myself. Some people, it's kind of like let's go. Let's go. So just under my mindset, the first month of business for myself or our trainers, they have to be babying their new person. They have to be walking them through it. They have to be holding their hand. They have to be, holding them accountable. As soon as I see someone is pretty much done their studies, they should have activity on the book that week, without a doubt. Without a doubt. So I'm very on it, tracking the Excel report, seeing where people are at. And then from there, kind of just identifying, everything's a filter for me. I see you studying, great, you're serious. I see you showing up to calls, great, you're serious. You're actually driving activity, great, you're serious. So like they say, we don't choose our 20%ers, our 20%ers choose themselves.
Jerica, thank you so much. I was so excited to have you on to train our team here.
I'm so excited to see you.
I have one of our new business partners. She's my direct, and she just became official, and she wanted to ask a question, and this is her question. I'm curious to know her standard for drawing the boundary when someone is lagging, if they are not as coachable.
you know, my thing is, if someone's not coachable, it's not about me, it's about them. In a sense where I know my training is good, I know my intentions are good. I love you where you're at. I've yet to fully experience someone uncoachable, if I'm being honest. That's my honest opinion. So if you feel they're uncoachable, there has been a disconnect. There has been a disconnect, whether it's you as them leading them, so you need to bring your trainer in for leverage, or two, there's been a disconnect on what they're doing in this business. Because remember, if without clarity, there's no performance. So if they're not doing something, or if they're not doing something that you've mapped out for them, map it out again. Why did you get started in this business? What's your why? Okay, you're point A to point B. I want to show you how you're going to get there. Rather than just, the only reason why someone's not going to do something is because they don't understand, or if it's because they don't want to, then you don't want them anyway. But for the most part, most people early on, like for example, we had a teammate recently. She wasn't answering our calls. That happens to us. We've all had ghosts. People go MIA. It happens all the time. But this specific person going MIA, the reason she went MIA is because she could not get past chapter 1. And she was embarrassed to tell us. So she literally was going to drop the business, not show up anymore, because she couldn't get through her modules. So what did our partner do? Our partner started setting up study sessions with her. And now she studies with her every time. And now she's on chapter 7. And we're going to now start setting up appointments with her. So remember, uncoachability, before putting it on them, look at yourself. And I'm not saying you're not uncoachable, or you're not coachable, or you're not a good coach. It's just there's been some sort of disconnect.
Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome, guys. Awesome. Well, it's great I think a lot of you guys are on the East Coast, so I know it's so late there. It's late there. So you guys are rock stars for being on with me this late. But thank you guys all. Unless there's any more questions you guys want me to answer. None?
Going once, going twice. Jerica, you are free.
Awesome, guys.
Thank
Well,
you
thank you
so
guys
much.
for letting me, share what's been working for us. And Vern, Rob, Odetta, Vanya, if you guys ever need anything, don't hesitate to reach out.
Thank you so much for making it possible and sharing with us these golden gems.
Thanks, guys. Talk to you later.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hi, Justin.
Bye. So guys, we're gonna need just about 5 more minutes, your attention. Thank you guys so much. I see a lot of you had your cameras on. That's really great. So I'm not gonna say what stood out to you the most, or maybe I should ask, just write in the chat one thing that stood out to you the most, right?